The cons are maybe it's not our home. It's not our home. We will meet other people with new language, new tradition, new way of life. So the cons are like that. We have to adapt.
There are still norms in Indonesian classroom that we can't be very vocal to someone, we can't be very vocal to the teacher. So I think local universities, we have some advantages, we have some advancement. However, we are still lacking in those kind of perspective. We have to align our perspective of giving back, because if we are talking about LPDP, one of the requirements for LPDP is about we have to work here for twice the amount of time we work.
A must.
From twice the amount of studying we spent on abroad, then I don't think that we are talking about the same perspective of giving back.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Boarding Talk. Usually, I would like to introduce Miss Anggi and Rika, but unfortunately, Miss Rika is not here with us today. And today, we're gonna talk about why are Indonesian youth leaving for college abroad. What do you think, Anggi, about this topic?
Yeah, I think why Indonesian youth, young people, young students, they prefer to leave Indonesia and study abroad is because the chances that they aren't able to get in Indonesia, and it's abroad. When they study abroad, they will have a much more chances to do the things they like, and they get to experience new things, new culture, and meet new people that aren't really the same from where they come, or specifically in Indonesia.
Okay.
What about you?
About me, about studying abroad, right? I think studying abroad is like a challenge matter, and of course, I'm personally want to study abroad. I want to study in Germany.
In Germany?
Yes, that's right.
I wanted to study in Netherlands or in some European countries. Yeah, especially in Europe.
Why?
Because I like to experience the cultural thing. I see that in Asia, we don't really have much differences, even though we do have differences. But when I see, like online, via online, the cultures of the European people, I think it's just a whole another world. And I wanted to also expand my knowledge through resources that I am unable to have here in Indonesia, and they especially are very advanced in research in Europe. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Why do you want to study in Germany?
I want to study in Germany because
you want to be like B.J. Habibie?
Yes, that's right. Because because when I was in elementary school, I have a classmate that she is Mr. Habibie grandchild.
Okay.
Her name is Tiffany Habibie, and when she held a birthday party, she invited all the class. And when I went to the birthday party, fortunately, I met Mr. Habibie.
Oh, you got to meet the former president.
That's right.
How was it?
I think I adore him so much because everyone is respect him and listen to him, and that's why I want to become like him.
Oh, I see. So you want to study abroad. You want to study abroad because of your aspiration to become someone like him.
Yes.
But do you think for the people out there, do you think it's more of like aspiration, or do you think it's more about dissatisfaction with local education?
Okay. If I'm being honest, it's both because aspiration is what we proudly say out loud. Dissatisfaction is what we whisper to ourselves at night. I've met brilliant students here in Indonesia, emotionally intelligent, creative, curious, who slowly learn to stay quiet in class. Not because they lack their potential, at the potential, but because the system didn't always have space for them.
Okay.
So when those students talk about studying abroad, it's not about rejecting Indonesia.
Okay.
It's about searching for a place where their questions are welcome. Like that.
Yeah, I also think that it's not about our local education are not, what do you call it, advanced or something like that, but it's more of like people want to experience new cultures and they want to achieve their aspirations, just like Kak Hammam, Mas Hammam, or what should I call you? Just
Up to you,
Hammam, okay,
okay.
just Hammam. And I see that it's kind of like, wait, but yeah, I think it's also both. Maybe the local education cannot support those local students through maybe like facilities or infrastructure or even global network. But the people who study abroad, they can achieve those aspects easier because, especially in Western countries, because they are more advanced and they are more legitimate, if you want to call it.
Yeah. Talking about our backgrounds as international students, do you personally know people who choose study abroad? Of course, we have a friend that study abroad, right?
Yes.
What reasons did they give to you?
Well, yeah, I know quite a few friends who went abroad for ISMA. If you guys know about ISMA, that's where when we were still studying international relations bachelor degree, we were given a chance to study abroad, and it was provided by our government. And I think that is also one of the things that we should praise our government for, because
right.
it's a free
Accommodation.
a free program, like a student exchange, but it's not really an exchange. We just study abroad for a couple of months. But yeah, regarding that program, they study abroad and then they gain a few knowledge that we couldn't get in Indonesia, experiences that we cannot really have in Indonesia. And on the other hand, there are also my friends, quite a few friends who studied abroad for their master's degree. And I see that they are saying they study abroad because they feel like they were saying it very honestly. They say that the degree that they carry through abroad university is way more respectable than the local university.
Yeah, that's
and but it's not only that, but about the infrastructure, but about the resources, about how the class are being conducted. It's all very much different. So I think it's not only about the legitimate degree that the Western university gave, but also about the experience in the class and the knowledge that they are able to achieve by studying abroad.
Yeah.
Do you have a few friends?
Yes, I do. I know people who studied abroad. Some come back glowing, confident. Others come back quiet.
Why?
But more critical.
Okay.
Quiet, but more critical, more aware. And a few didn't come back at all. when I asked them why, the answer were never simple. Like they didn't say Indonesia is bad. No, they never say that. But they say like they feel free.
Okay.
It's like freedom for their self. And I wasn't afraid to be wrong, and my ideas weren't dismissed because of seniority.
Okay.
The sentence stayed with me because they reveal something deeper than rankings of facilities.
Okay. Well, I heard that you wanted to study abroad with your aspiration to become like our former president, B.J. Habibie.
Yes,
I
that's
hope you
right.
get to achieve that.
Amin.
And me myself, I also wanted to go study abroad in Netherlands, and I wanted to study global policy in one of their university in Leiden. So it's kind of like I want to go there, but there are also a few things that I should mind. What do you think about studying abroad? What do you think the pros and cons? And do you yourself think that the pros outweighs the cons?
Okay, for me myself, studying abroad is fun, so much fun to do. I can learn new things a lot, and I can have new perspective of world, how to see the world, and of course, I would be happy to achieve my dream.
But what do you think the cons are?
The cons are maybe it's not our home. It's not our home. We will meet other people with
Yeah,
new
yeah.
language, new tradition, new way of life. So the cons are like that. We have to adapt.
That.
How about you?
Well, I think me myself, I think the pros outweighs the cons, but I also need to mind that about the cons because I myself am a Muslim, so I also wear hijab.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think I should be careful about because there's no denying that there are people out there who are still racist. They have Islamophobia and also other type of racism, any kind of racism. So I think I should be mindful about who I am and how I present myself in outside of Indonesia, because in Indonesia here I feel safe about wearing hijab. I feel safe about my identity as a Muslim. But yeah, the cons, it doesn't really outweighs the pros because there are also out there people who are very kind to everyone. So yeah, I think I would still go and study abroad with all of the pros and cons.
Yeah. But how do you think about Netherlands? Is the country still racist or not?
Well, no, I don't think so. Well, I have a few friends from Netherlands, and though I haven't really met them in real life, but I think that Netherlands is one of the countries in Europe with less racism, especially for Indonesian people. Maybe online, just by online, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but that's what I experienced. Because in Netherlands, there are a lot of Indonesian people who studied there. We have to look also about our historical background, where yeah, we have some kind of history with the Netherlands,
Yeah.
right? So there are also Indonesian people, especially Maluku people. They go to the Netherlands to stay there and live there, and there are a lot of Malukan people. And on the other hand, there are also just Indonesian people who genuinely just wanted to study in Netherlands. So there are already a type of community in Netherlands without the people who study abroad or work abroad there in Netherlands because of the Malukuan people. And there are also people who come there who just want to study, and they also make a new community, Indonesian community. So yeah, I think for Netherlands, I think it's not really there's no really targeted racism, especially for Indonesian people. But I think I might be mistaken because I'm not really there physically. So yeah.
You said that you want to go to London University?
Leiden,
Leiden
yeah.
University.
Yeah.
So many students believe overseas universities offer better critical thinking and discussion-based learning. Is that perception fair?
Well, I think To some extent, yes, because from my experience, some Indonesian students are very much capable. They're just equal with someone who came study abroad. But I think it's also supported by the research sources and also the global networking that the abroad university provide to you. Because Indonesia, we also have our benefits from studying locally, but I think Indonesian is not really that capable as much as the universities in the Western communities, universities. Sorry. Although we do have some top universities that are in world ranking, but
right.
if we compare it side by side with their top university, then we are still far behind. So I think it's not only because they are foreign or abroad, it's also because they provide better resources, better networking, and better opportunities to the people who study there and work there. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think it's about the curriculum itself. Like in Indonesia, the student is ordered to follow the way of thinking of the curriculum, but at the other hand, the like abroad universities or overseas universities like provide the medium to for the student to state their statement.
Their opinion.
Yeah. So it's not just follow the rules.
Well, they are more open, in
Yeah,
class usually,
that's
and
right.
there's no really a hierarchical situation where the teacher. I think the university abroad, the teachers are also more welcome to criticisms,
that's
more
right.
welcome to opinions of their students, and they take it as a lesson to improve themselves. However, in Indonesia locally, I think there are still many teachers who aren't really open to criticisms, to opinions, especially their students. And there are also a hierarchical situation with the senior student, right?
Yeah,
So they
that's
can't
right.
really very vocal. They can't really be very vocal about their opinion, or else there will be, I don't know, become alienated. I don't know. So yeah, I think the situation here in Indonesia is not really quite the same.
Yeah. Okay, talking about the situation or maybe the struggle, right? What do you think Indonesian universities do well, and where do they still struggle?
I think Indonesian universities, we very much are advanced in local issues and national perspective and grounding students to the local context. However, we are unfortunately, we are still far behind for the things that I mentioned before, the things, a global network, research resources, and many things. There are still norms in Indonesian classroom that we can't be very vocal to someone, we can't be very vocal to the teacher. So I think local universities, we have some advantages, we have some advancement. However, we are still lacking in those kind of perspective. What about you?
Yeah, what about me? I want to be fair. Like Indonesia produce resilient students, disciplined students, students who can endure pressure. So the students are ordered to follow the rule. But endurance is not the same as growth, I think. Sometimes we teach students how to survive instead of how to reshape them. And when students go abroad, they are not chasing comfort, they are chasing freedom.
Freedom of expression.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so regarding the Indonesian and abroad study comparison, where do you think the problem is? Is it the quality of education or is it the way of success to be measured?
I think one of our biggest issues is not education quality. It's how we define success. Like we reward speed over depth, certainty over curiosity, results over process. So students chase labels, university names, country names, like studying abroad then becomes a symbol, not always a substance. What do you think?
Yeah, but I think it's just kind of like both integrated. I think I can't really deny the quality of education in Indonesian are very much just not our top priority, the government top priority, and it is quite sad to see about some local universities, although there are also local universities who are very much capable, who are very much can be paired with other countries' top universities. But I think it's just about how the quality of the university in Indonesia are still lacking in some aspects that I've already mentioned before, but also about the success of how people measure success. If you study here, if you study in like, I don't know, Harvard, Oxford, then you are just, you can be successful easily. But there's also some truthful in that statement, because when you study abroad, especially in the world top universities, you not only gain knowledge, but also access to the important people of the world, business people, political people, the world, the important people, children, they study in the world's top universities, and you gain access to those kind of people. So it's not about only the knowledge, it's about the link, the networking that you've done through going to the university, the top universities in the world.
Okay, as you talked before, access, right? Some still see studying abroad as elite. Yeah. How much of this is shaped by economic privilege and language access?
It's very much significant because you see here in Indonesia, if we compare Indonesian amount of people who study abroad, it's still way more or less than the people of Vietnam, the people of Korea, South Korea. We are, if I'm not mistaken, the UNESCO stated that only around 50,000 Indonesian people study abroad, while for Vietnamese, I think it's about 100,000 or 102,000, 120,000. I think I got mixed up by
it's
South
like
Korea or
two
Vietnam.
times of Indonesia.
Yeah, and we have to note that Indonesian people, we have much more people, much more younger people than the Vietnamese and the South Koreans people. So I think we are still lacking in the access to the abroad education, because the first one is economical situation. They can't really afford they can't really afford to study abroad, while the people who are smart enough, they are not really exposed to the opportunities, how to get there and what to do, because they are lacking in exposure to the low-income people especially. So even though you are smart enough to study there, you have the ability to speak English fluently, but if you don't really know how to get there, what to prepare, or even
have a sponsor
and the fund to go there, then you can't really study abroad. So that is also one of the concerns, I think, for Indonesian government to fix this. I think maybe we should focus on the low-income students, the best ones, I mean, the smarter ones, and also we have to hone their skills so that they can have a better chances, not only in studying, but also in just everything by studying abroad. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like studying abroad often requires money, language access, guidance. Not everyone starts from the same line, and pretending otherwise only depends inequality. Aspiration without access can feel like mockery, and of course, I think in Indonesia for the scholarship, we still lack in scholarship, right? I think from the government we only have LPDP.
LPDP, yeah.
Yeah, we only have LPDP for from the government,
Yes.
and I think it's still
Not enough.
yeah, not enough.
Yeah. Oh, but just so you guys know, if you are not able to get the LPDP scholarship, then you can also get an independent scholarship by submitting your paper or your motivation letter maybe through the university's scholarship fund or any abroad government that provided the scholarship for Indonesian students. I heard that Japanese and Australian and European countries provide those kind of scholarships for Indonesian people,
Yeah.
especially because of our diplomacy, I think. Yeah.
That's right. But why do you think so many people want to study abroad? Do we overvalue foreign degrees simply because they are foreign?
Partly yes and partly no, because there are, of course, there are a lot of people in Indonesia who just ask people, what did you study, and people just wanted to say, oh, I studied here in Malaysia or something like that.
That's
But
right.
maybe the campus are not very much better than the local campus. But there are also people who studied maybe in Oxford and Harvard, and we also know that it's much harder to get into those kind of universities than the university in Indonesia. So I think it's not really overvaluing if it's achievable. I mean, if the achievement is not really easy to achieve, but there are also people who even buy the degree.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about anyone. But there are people out there who buys their degree maybe in Singapore or I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking about cases.
That's the
Okay, so what do you think about it?
Okay, for me, I'll say the truth, and maybe it's feel uncomfortable. Sometimes we trust foreign degrees more than local competence. Like, we ask, where did you study? Before, what can you do? So it means people priority where do they study?
Study more.
Yeah. Then what can they do?
Yeah.
So that mindset doesn't motivate local excellence.
Do you think those kind of questions, like where do you study, do you think this create some kind of quiet divided between the local and the global graduates?
I don't think so, because especially for our top university, UI, ITB, UGM, Unpad, and others, maybe they're ranking 50.
World University ranking?
Yes.
Yeah, I think University of Indonesia, I think they are, I don't think so.
50s.
Maybe 50s,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, right. So Indonesian university are also have a competence in global ranking. So it depends on the student itself, and for the perspective of people, we as Gen Z, as the student, as the teacher, have to correct it.
Okay. But I think personally, there is a significant hierarchy between the local and global graduates, because we prefer it to the previous question about the elite thingy. When you ask someone if they are from universities abroad, then you are you get the feeling some kind of like, whoa, because they get to experience things that maybe a lot of people, the majority of the people here cannot really experience because of those economical situations and those kind of access that they can't really get. I'm sorry, the access they can't really get. So maybe there's some kind of like hierarchy. Oh, they're from abroad university, even though the university, we don't really know the name of the university that they were studying at. But we do have some kind of hierarchical insecurity, maybe, because of those access that we couldn't get because of the economical and also the educational background, I think.
Okay, so, but what do you think? Do students believe studying abroad guarantees better job prospects? And is that actually true?
I think in Indonesia, especially, studying abroad helps. Studying abroad really helps because we still ask the first question, just like you mentioned, where did you study? Because if you are even from the top 10 university in Indonesia, then you are guaranteed a better prospect, a better chance to be accepted as their employee. Do you believe that? Do you guys believe that if you want to apply to some kind of companies, then you have to be one of the graduates from our top 10 local universities. So just imagine, even we see ourselves like local universities are still far behind from the abroad universities. So when someone from abroad universities came to Indonesia to become one of the employee, then I think they do have better chances in those kind of job application. What do you think about it?
Okay. Does studying abroad guarantee a better job? No. It guarantees exposure, not wisdom. I've seen local graduates outperform overseas alumni. And overseas graduates struggle because they lack adaptability. Degrees open doors, character sustains careers. Like, if your dream is to become a student at top university in Indonesia, you will do it 100%. And if you do it 100%, so you will achieve more than 100, I think. And if you study abroad but you not enjoying it, you just study like in Indonesia in local university.
Like 50-50, they just want to be there for the scores.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so do you think is Indonesia's job market failing to absorb highly educated graduates? Do you think? Do you agree with that?
It's like why some don't return, like that, right? My honest interpretation: when students don't return, it hurts national pride. But we need to ask why. Many don't leave because they hate Indonesia. They leave because they feel constrained, because innovation feels slow, and because systems feels personal, not professional.
Okay.
And that frustration is real because so many students are not going back to Indonesia.
Yeah, I also agree, but I think it's more of like because there are more opportunities abroad that have much better salary and is much more better beneficial for the people who studied there, and they also get to experience that firsthand. While Indonesian companies, they are failing to hire a very much high educated employee because I think we all see that Indonesian companies they tend to hire someone with very much high skilled or at least they have basic skills to do something that they are required to do, but they don't really want to pay for the degree that they do have. The Indonesian people have if they study master degree or PhD or something. So they want to get someone who are capable of doing those kind of things, but they don't really want the people who they don't really want to pay the people who have the degrees and are able to do it professionally.
Yeah.
So I think that is why Indonesian companies, they fail to recruit the higher educated people.
Yeah, and for Gen Z, we are Gen Z, right?
Yes.
Do you think studying abroad
I
also?
thought you were millennials. No? Okay. You can proceed. You can proceed. Yeah.
Okay, we are Gen Z.
Okay. Okay.
Do you think studying abroad also about escaping social or maybe family expectations?
Yeah, I think for some people, yes, maybe. Because there are people out there who are very much constricted and their families are very strict, maybe, and they can't really express themselves. So they see this kind of studying abroad as opportunities to get away from those kind of restrictions, those kind of construction that their family creates, or even the social creates. So there are some people, yes, who see the opportunities of studying abroad as escapism.
Yeah.
But for maybe some people, they just want to study abroad because the facilities and the resources that they cannot really get in Indonesia. Do you have some kind of opinion about it?
Yeah, I agree with you. For Gen Z, studying abroad is sometimes about escaping, but not escape from responsibility, but escape from predetermined futures. From by this age you should blah 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 blah, or like by this age, my my friend's sons are already married and blah 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 blah, right? And your life should look like blah blah blah.
Okay, so expectations.
Yeah, expectation, and studying abroad becomes a pause button like that.
Okay, I see. I get what your perspective is, but regarding the pros and cons that we talked about, do you think if one is studying abroad, do you think the connections of the nationality of what they were feeling in Indonesia and when they are abroad, do you think it is strengthening, or do you think it gets more less and less every day?
It's this global exposure weaken Indonesian identity.
Yes.
I don't believe that. Distance doesn't erase roots, it reveals them. You don't love Indonesia because it's flawless, you love it because it shapes you. Because no matter what happened, Indonesia are our national, what? It's like our hometown.
Yeah,
Indonesia is our hometown. And when we are going abroad to Europe, to Asian, we have to remember our identity.
Yeah.
We are Indonesian and we are proud to become an Indonesian. Okay, so what do you think?
Yeah, for me, I think being abroad, studying abroad, it can strengthen even our nationality feelings, because sometimes when you see things outside, from the outside, you can see the problems much more clear. You can see the problems, the strength, and how we can improve by even getting insights from the people all over the world. We can also talk about their situations in their countries, and I think it's much more, we have much more opportunities abroad, and it doesn't really weaken our love for Indonesia, because when on weekends, okay, we see on weekends you do have some kind of feelings that you need to get out of your house. You need some kind of entertainment. You need something to do, something productive to do outside of your home. But when you are outside and it's night, when you're already tired, when you're feeling it's enough for the day, then you always come back to home. So I think it's the same feeling when you are abroad, because you want to see those new experiences. You want to experience those kind of things that you don't really get to experience in Indonesia. But when you are abroad, you cannot deny those kind of homesickness that you get to feel. And those kind of feelings are not really something that you can erase completely, because Indonesia are still your home. Indonesia shapes your identity, just like what you said. Indonesia shapes your identity, your shape of thinking, your shape of even your identity, your whole identity. So yeah, I think it's not really about weakening or even less, you love Indonesia less or something like that. It's more about how you can see Indonesia from the outside and how you feel about Indonesia. When you need Indonesia, you see it as a home again.
Okay. So talking about Indonesian people who studying abroad, should young people feel obligated to give back after studying abroad?
I think we need, as youngsters, as young people here, young students, we need to have the same perspective about what is giving back. Because if giving back means you have to come back here in Indonesia, you have to work here in Indonesia after you study abroad, then I think you and we don't really have the same kind of perspective for giving back, because it's all every man's choices. Because if you are studying abroad, then you want to work there. When you work when you study in US and you want to work in US, it's not really giving back to Indonesia if you don't come here to Indonesia. Maybe you can spread the awareness of Indonesian people, of Indonesian culture while you were working there, or you can even help Indonesian people when they are studying in the US. So I think we have to align our perspective of giving back, because if we are talking about LPDP, one of the requirements for LPDP is about we have to work here for twice the amount of time
It's a must.
From twice the amount of studying we spent on abroad, then I don't think that we are talking about the same perspective of giving back. What do you think?
I don't think students should feel obligated to give back. Obligation creates resentment. What we need is alignment between personal growth and national contribution. Giving back is not about location, it's not about working, it's not about money, but it's about intention. If we want to giving back to Indonesia, or if we want to help Indonesia, of course we can do it in Germany, in Netherlands. Of course, we also can help Indonesia.
Yeah. Right. So, in this global world, what does contributing to Indonesia actually mean today, do you think?
Today, contributing to Indonesia can mean in many things. Teaching, building communities, sharing ideas, raising better conversations. You don't have to stay to care. You don't have to stay to care. And living doesn't mean abandoning.
Okay. For me, myself, I think contributing to Indonesia in this global world is about being a bridge from the global world to the local realities, to the local exposure, so that Indonesia would not just be a global consummate, but also one of the global contributors. Because when we are abroad, we get to experience, we get to know what we were lacking in every aspect of local education, maybe, or even local economy. So we get to compare it firsthand. So I think it's more of like giving back. It's more of like being a bridge, so that Indonesia is not really local anymore, but as one of the global contributors, and so on.
Yeah. Okay, so we have finished our topic today. And if you are listening this and feeling torn between staying and living, between loyalty and curiosity, let me say this. Your worth is not defined by geography. Your love for Indonesia is not measured by borders. What matters is this: wherever you go, do not become smaller just to fit systems. Learn widely, think deeply, and when you are ready, bring your growth back in whatever form you can. Anggi, thank you for holding this space with me.
Thank you so much to.
Okay, and to everyone listening, this has been Boarding Talk, not just a discussion, but a reflection. Until next time, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.